Amanda Jones sleeps with a shotgun under her bed. When she travels country roads, she carries a pistol. Amanda Jones is a middle school librarian. On July 19th, 2022, Jones spoke out against censorship efforts at the Livingston Parish Library, part of a small community in Louisiana where Jones had been raised and in which she was raising her own child. Although Jones didn't mention one specific title, she echoed a sentiment that we often point to on the Velshi Band Book Club. Titles most often targeted for ban tell the stories of LGBTQ plus people, minorities, and sexuality, including sexual health and safety. This is an excerpt from Jones's speech that day. Quote, "The citizens of our parish consist of taxpayers who are white, black, brown, gay, straight, Christian, non-Christian, people from all backgrounds and walks of life, and no one portion of the community should dictate what the rest of the citizens have access to. Just because you don't want to read it or see it, it doesn't give you the right to deny others or demand its relocation," end quote. The barrage of hate came shortly after that. Jones was criticized and labeled a pedophile and a groomer. Her credibility as an educator was called into question. One Sunday morning, she opened her email to find a threat on her life. Quote, "You can't hide. We know where you work and live. You have a large target on your back. Click. Click. See you soon." Jones fought back, suing two internet trolls, her loudest and most hateful critics. She trolled them back, asking only for $1 and a public apology. Jones' new memoir, That Librarian, The Fight Against Book Banning in America, is a look at just how damaging book banning and censorship is to our nation. It's a reckoning for communities across the country. That Librarian is the story of redemption, tenacity, and duty. Equal parts humorous, self-effacing, and alarming, it is a story of strength. But it's no longer unique or shocking, not to us at the Velshi Band Book Club at least. Librarians and educators have been dragged into a battle they did not start, and for many of them, did not want to fight. A willingness to advocate and threats on their livelihood, their integrity, and sometimes their life are now part and parcel of just being a librarian. But librarians are our first line of defense, upholding the freedom to read, to write, and to think critically. They are our first line of defense for democracy. Joined now by Amanda Jones, librarian, educator, anti-censorship advocate, and author of That Librarian, The Fight Against Book Banning in America. It is not banned just yet, but it's important context to the moment in which we are living. Amanda, welcome to the Velshi Band Book Club. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I thought that there's something very powerful about your book. It starts with the dedication, which reads, "For the Librarians." It is Invictus. Of course, that made me think of my favorite poem, written by the same, it's Invictus by William Ernest Henley. I want to read that to our audience because it really speaks to what you're doing. "Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul." Tell me why you chose this as your dedication.
Well, I wanted to dedicate my book to all of the librarians out there that are sticking up for the stories and the people in the books. But I actually, a good friend of mine, Dr. Andrea Trudeau, sent me that poem very early on and she sent me a necklace that I normally have on. I forgot it today. But I wear it around my neck to remind me that I'm in charge of my own fate and I'm the master of my own soul.
It's amazing. And authors and other members of the Velshi Band Book Club have shared stories of how important the library is to them, obviously, especially as children. It's important to us all through our lives, but it sort of almost becomes less critical than when you were a child and you need the guidance and you need the curation. One person wrote in and said, quote, "I remember the jubilation that I and my sister felt when we were taken by our parents to the Houston Public Library. We held our library cards in the same high esteem as we subsequently held our driver's permit many years later. To know that so many youngsters are being denied that same or a similar experience is troubling," end quote. The subject of that email was libraries, a necessity for cultural growth. Talk to me about that. Libraries as a necessity, not a utility, not a thing that you also have in your school, but how central we are realizing they are to our growth.
Well, books have the ability to change lives and save lives and make us become more empathetic human beings. And it's essential to get your information from credible sources, which you can find in the library. And your friendly librarian will help you find those resources and find those books that can help you learn and grow and maybe even save your life. And we're seeing attacks on the very stories in the libraries that are doing that.
And one of the things about libraries in schools or public libraries is that every librarian doesn't have to like every book or every genre. In fact, we meet librarians who just don't like entire genres. But they will not prevent you from accessing those genres. They will find ways to even give you guidance about that. If you happen to like science fiction to read and the librarian doesn't, they're not going to tell you not to read the science fiction. They're going to tell you what you can read. So part of it is that your ethos as librarians is to not limit cultural intellectual growth.
Yeah, I mean, I want my students and I want everyone in our community to learn to be critical thinkers and to learn and explore on their own. And I remember my mom, I got a library card when I was 5 years old. It was a special event for me. And my mother took me to the public library every week. And libraries are so important to us. And my mom never limited me on what I could and could not read. And I think I've only a better person because of it.
The second to last chapter in your book is titled, What Can You Do in Your Own Community? You write, in part, the pro-censors are loud and obnoxious, and they're only growing bolder. They'll continue their rampage unless rational people speak out against them. This movement could have a detrimental effect on our schools and libraries for decades to come if we don't consistently confront them. People who believe in inclusivity, the freedom to read, and the public good need to be even louder and more active than the book banners. And you go on to list practical ways that Americans can fight censorship. Tell our viewers some of those.
Well, you want to make sure that you're paying attention first and foremost, because these are very local fights. It's happening in every state across the country, but it's very local fights. And you want to make sure you're paying attention to the school board meetings and who's running, who's attending public library board meetings. And you want to make sure you're watching the agendas in the meetings and that you vote. But even more importantly, you want to do so in a way that sets a better example than the book banners are. They're very hateful and they push hateful rhetoric.
Libraries don't really have that hateful gene in them, but they are the unexpected heroes of our time. Thank you to our latest member of the Velshi Band Book Club, Amanda Jones, librarian, educator, advocate, and author of That Librarian, The Fight Against Book Banning in America.